It's time for the rest of Cold Steel 2 craft exhibitions, starting with Elise. Ooh. This doesn't look too bad. You can tell that there are some issues with like the speed. Like it's unnaturally consistent speed-wise. But when it really matters, they do a good job of speeding things up at certain moments and slowing it down. They're clearly still learning how to use 3D models perfectly. Oh, this one's a lot better for a long distance one. Yeah, this one's a lot better. Ooh. Thankfully, they're so good with everything else that honestly, the models having issues with their movements at times isn't too much of a deal breaker, if that makes sense. Ooh. She's so cool. So chill after doing such huge damage. Sharon. Ooh, hers is really nice. Oh, that impact. Ooh, that's a nice impact. This one is definitely so smooth. I love how big the teapot is. Guess they gotta drink a lot. Ooh, that one's so cool with the effects. Alphen Vase Arner. Oh, she kind of looks like the girl from Kogias, the sister of Ruru. Or Rurush. I got her name. As expected, those are always looking nice. Ooh, the light is blindingly going down. Well, it's not blinding, but it is beautiful. In some ways, I sometimes feel like, this is Toa, it sometimes feels like, let me actually pause it for a second. It actually sometimes feels like that the game is very slow because, not because it's actually slow, it's mostly because a lot of the times they do movements, aside from certain skills or crafts that they use, it's very consistent. Like, for example, this movement with my hand. Oh, I accidentally moved it too fast, but it's like very consistent like this, where there's no like speed, where it's like super fast or slow. It doesn't really have that in a lot of their movements, which is probably why a lot of people felt that it was a bit stiff. But despite that, they actually do a very good job with, for example, in the, I believe it's the S crafts, right? That they're showing whenever they show the image of the characters. They actually do a very good job in those on making the impact a lot, like feel a lot stronger by messing around with like the speed of the characters. Like for example, maybe have the first 3 frames be super slow, and then after that's like super fast. It's only like 1 frame in between, and then it goes to the next slow frames. Those are things that can make the animation feel a lot smoother and more natural, because when you're moving your body, you're not like moving it like consistently at the same pace. You're moving it fast and then slowing down near the end, right? And maybe even in the beginning, you're slowing down a little bit. There's things like that that they put in, but obviously it's not for every single part of the animated characters, which is why a lot of people, again, probably feel that it's very stiff, which I can see why they would say that, because they did do pretty, I guess, not as good of a cleanup when it comes to that, with like, I think 3 characters-ish from what I saw in the previous video. So it's nice to see that the rest of the characters don't seem to have as much problems. Except for when they're doing like the ending pose. It can sometimes feel a little slow. Like strangely, the monsters have a bit more, what is it? Interesting speeds. Like when she's putting her gun to the side, it's like very slow. Or it feels slow because of the same pace all throughout. See, here they actually do it properly with the animation. So I think it's probably due to not having enough time and resources. But considering the small budget that they had, I think they did the best that they could. To a degree where it actually looks fine. Lloyd. Who? Strength up. Ooh. Yeah, they definitely do. They clean it up really well with the S-crafts. Also, maybe because he's the main character, his animation is actually pretty decent. Like, there's no particular issues with it. Let's see, let's see. Ooh, they definitely played around there. What's really funny is the fact that they're using the same, I don't know if you noticed it, but I think they're using the same chains and then the same effects from the previous game. Not Cold Steel 1, obviously, since I never saw that, but the one before that, I think it's the same chain effect. Let's see, let's see. Okay, so that's good. And then look at these chains flying, these broken chains. It's totally the same effect. That's so funny. Because technically what they used back then was a 3D model, I assume. And they just screenshotted it or whatever they did. Oh, his is actually really smooth. Yeah, it's really smooth. Oh! That is some good use. Wow, his is like perfection. Oh! Oh, that smooth movement! has another one? Oh, that was a really nice way to show how fast he was. Oh, they really put in the most effort with him. Yeah, they put in the most effort into this guy. Oh wait, he's the main character, right? I guess I got confused. Because the previous guy is he's the main character for the previous game, right? Not the Cold Steel one, but the other one. I guess I got confused because I saw him here. So I assumed that, oh, you know, because I thought they were enemies. So it felt strange that, oh, you can play as him? In other words, they have put all their budget into this guy and then just tried to prioritize the ones that may be liked by the most people. Wait, then those having the three that I mentioned that had issues aren't popular? Huh. I guess you guys will have to let me know if that's the case. See, look at that! They put all of their budget into this guy. Yeah, he definitely did. Well, so strong though. You're very strong. Is let's see, from Nico. Oh, is this the enemies? Okay, so these are from the enemies. Let's see if theirs has the similar issues as the earlier ones. So far though, it feels like they don't have any issues. In fact, it actually looks really good for some reason. Yeah, they definitely don't have issues. I don't know what it is with some of the characters that are playable, but at the very least, the enemies have really nice animation. Don't attack them! No! Ooh. Oh! Oh my gosh, how is it the enemies are doing so much better? Oh, we're dying, huh? Heck yeah, for resisting! See, look! These characters from the enemy side look really good and smooth. I'm actually surprised by how good they look compared to even like a few of the playables that I saw, like in the earlier video, or I guess, yeah, in the previous video. Ooh, that is a death sentence, literally. wait, no, wait. That's an enemy. Don't go! I mean, don't come over here. Yeah, what is up with these enemies? They're mind-blowingly good. What the heck? It almost made me think I was playing Fate Grand Order, or at least maybe Fate Extell Link or something. Ooh! They're really playing around with these, huh? Oh, that was the end? I can't believe that was the end. I thought there was more, actually. I'm just very surprised by just a lot of things. Like, the enemy models were not only good, but their animations were a lot smoother than a few of the characters from the previous video that I've seen so far, which makes me wonder why. I guess they just wanted to put more of their efforts into the main character over the side characters, which I guess is understandable, but I feel like if they had put a little bit more of the attention that they put into the enemies into their playables, then it wouldn't look as stiff. But at the same time, I do and am aware of the fact that they have a small budget and they, you know, are coming from a place of passion and heart, which is what I appreciate about it. You can definitely sense it despite like the rough edges, that it's a game that they basically love and treat like a child, their child, essentially. It's their soul and heart and everything, right? So I appreciate that. I do look forward to seeing Cold Steel 3 and 4, mostly because I know you guys have said that there's such a huge difference between the two in animation quality that it's almost shocking. So the fact that they released Cold Steel 2 most likely as a way to continue with the story and give them a bit more time to work on Cold Steel 4, I do think they did a really good job considering the things that they've had to work with and learn. Because when you think about it, animation itself is not easy to learn, especially if you're doing like a professional level. And assuming that they couldn't really like hire someone who specializes in 3D animation for games, it's probably a lot harder than we might think. So I actually appreciate the way that they tried their best to make it seem as smooth as possible for most of the characters, and they really did succeed with that. It just makes me look forward to the, I guess, peak of their talent that they're showcasing. Obviously, the more recent ones are always the peak of the peak, but at least at that time, I would love to see what they could have done with the Cold Steel 3 versus what I've seen with Cold Steel 2. And it's really exciting. I really can't wait. Anyways, I don't know if I said this, but special thanks to my people members on YouTube. You know who you are. And if you enjoyed this, then be sure to hit the like and subscribe and share my video with a friend to enjoy the fun. And of course, be sure to click on the playlist right here on the screen if you want to see more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.